again.
Recording in progress.
Watercooler. Watercooler.
Happy New Year. Hey, welcome to Watercooler 2025. Not the episode, that is the year. I don't know, I just feel like I should announce the year before every show. For those listening, especially those in the far, far future who are like, why does he care about the year? It is January 2nd. This is the first episode of 2025. So I'm going to timestamp this. So when this is how you remind me clip, we'll realize, oh, those were the days. Thank you so much for tuning in, hanging out, listening. You know how the show goes. I, Chris Loxamana, kick it with my former Kroll Digital Buds, Philly style. With me today, all the way in Orange County, California, it's Gary Smith.
These are the days.
These are those days. And then all the way in Long Beach, California, like myself, it's Kalen Bean.
What's going on?
Hey, Kalen.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, buddy.
Hi.
And then all the way in Austin, Texas, it's Matt Fondelier.
Hey, brother.
Hi, Matt. And in NoHo, CA, Mr. Mike Dawson.
Happy to be here. Still alive in 25.
Yeah.
That, yeah, I mean, you could use that rhyme for any year that ends in a 5. So we'll be saying
That's
the
true,
same
man.
thing. We'll be saying
Except
the
for
same thing with
15,
35.
dude. Except for 15,
Oh,
bro.
my
Good
gosh,
point.
you're right.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're right. Oh, poor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keeping it clean in 15.
Oh,
There you go.
Oh,
I
there
could
we
have, but I didn't. So that would be a lie.
When
Keeping it dirty in 2030.
I can't wait for 5 years from now.
when I graduated high school in 2004, our saying was we're the 40s, and then because 40s were like the big alcohol things that
Oh, my God.
that was our thing. That was our thing.
I bet everyone
Not
was
mine.
proud.
I didn't drink,
Yeah.
but I was like, oh,
Yeah, you did. You played
Oh,
Edward 40
40s.
hands all the time.
I don't think I've ever played Edward 40 hands.
And
I have.
Smash Food.
I
You
have.
played them together.
I have.
I know.
Got really
Gary
messy.
and Matt. I mean, Matt probably played it for New Year's.
Yeah. Who's
see-
done it most recently? That's really the question, Gary Master.
That'd be you.
Oh. 'cause
You did it in the Duranda house.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. So I guess I've done it more than once because that wasn't even the time I was thinking of.
Caitlin, do you know what that is?
Yeah, I do know what that is. I've never played it, but that's when they essentially like tape two 40s to both of your hands, and you can't cut them off until you finish them. But the 40 game that we played was called Power Hour, which was you would take a shot of the 40 every minute until it was done. So,
Yeah.
It's supposed to be for an hour, hence the power hour.
What
It's supposed-
we just kept it going until there
Oh,
was
wow.
no more 40s left.
What
Or
was the
if
game-
you're really going into it, then you'd play Century Club, which is the
Exactly.
same game but for 100 minutes.
Yeah. What was the game where you tape all your beer cans to make a staff?
That sounds
I don't know.
amazing.
You'd have to ask Bob.
Yeah. I have actually no idea what game that is.
Like, yeah, it's
That's
you
called
freaking-
Gandalf.
You look like Gandalf.
Yeah.
Because you just tape all your empty beer cans together, so you have a big old staff, and that's how you.
You shall not pass out.
Doss, you did that once back in the studio during a water cooler. I seem to recall you just stacking all of
Yes.
these beer cans up. I should
Yes,
try to
I
find
did.
that clip.
Yes, I did.
I was very tempted at the Christmas party, the girl Christmas party, to just leave my beer can on Adam's desk for old time's sake.
Mm. You should have done it, man.
Yes.
Classic
Yeah, you should have
move.
done that.
Somebody would have gotten in trouble.
I did take off his microphone foam thingy, the windscreen, and I forgot to put it back. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot to put it back. And then I went, wait, I don't care. And then I went about my day. Oh, it felt good. It was liberating.
I think you should care more about calling it a microphone foam thingy.
I said windscreen after.
I know you did, but it was
been
an
a minute.
afterthought, Chris. This is not the talk of an engineer.
Wait, hold on.
A well-respected engineer who works for one of the most important music production companies in the world.
Well, and
right.
Chris, what does
Yamaha.
it's been a minute mean? You're talking into one right now.
Yeah, I am. Look,
I would have accepted Popper Stopper.
Here's the thing. There are a lot of I know Dawson, Matt, Gary, Kalen. We've all done it. We've all been producers, and I know that you guys understand it. But I'm thinking of the listener. I'm thinking of
Painting
them.
a picture.
And I want that. I'm trying to speak in terms where they kind of get it too. So yeah, I'll say foam.
So you're speaking
thing.
down
To
to the
his-
audience.
I'm not speaking down. I'm just
To his credit, foam thingy is a lot better sounding than windscreen. I think
Thank
that
you.
into a layman's knowledge would paint a better picture.
Thank you. It's not even.
I'll
windy.
allow it.
Yeah. Okay. Appreciate it. By the way, if anybody's going to NAMM, I am speaking at a podcasting conference on behalf of my expertise in the field. So please come out
Wow,
and say hi.
nice.
Nice.
Speaking of,
Are you going to be speaking into one of those electrified wire sticks?
I think.
No,
Yeah. I think
he's going to be speaking into a foam thingy.
I'll be. Yeah. I'll be speaking in a talking tube that
Uh-huh.
will be amplified.
It'll be
Yeah.
amplified. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing technology.
I know it's gonna be incredible. It'll be on Friday at NAMM. So
Will you two be there?
will you? Oh, the band you do.
Well, I don't know. Or will
You
it
never
be them?
know. You never know. My saddest brag.
That's so great.
Yeah, I mean that. Unfortunately, that's my best NAMM story, and every time I go to NAMM, people bring it up, and it's sad. But look, as I say, philosophically, it was the best musical experience I've ever had in the moment, and no one can take that away from me. No,
was
As
looking
long
for
as
a
you
place to
believe it
park.
in the moment, and who cares?
yeah, not even Bomo, the singer who fooled me with his Irish accent. Anyway, okay, look, we got a lot to get into. It's 2025. I mean, it's already exciting times. A lot's going on. A lot has happened. For New Year's, I played it pretty mellow. You know, we have kids. We had some friends over, and we rang in the New Year Eastern time, and I still stayed up for midnight, West Coast style, but definitely watched the East Coast feed, and I was just switching back and forth between the three major channels, Dick Clark or Ryan Seacrest, Nashville is on CBS in Nashville.
Is that a respect all women thing?
Yeah, I guess
No,
so.
your dog's.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were barking for Ryan
I
Seacrest.
thought he was too, Dawson.
He's talking to Champ.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Champ is.
Wow,
Champ
Ryan
is having
Seacrest is
a-
a Bobo boy now. Amazing. I didn't know he
Who isn't?
listened.
Who is it?
Champ's having a conversation with some neighborhood dogs right now.
It wouldn't be a podcast if there was no external talking on Dawson's microphone. And then CNN as well. So it's just fun switching around and seeing all the bands that I don't know and all the music, or either they were like singers from the 90s, like Alanis Morissette or Natasha Bedingfield, and then there were bands that I never heard of. I'm just like, what the?
How was Alanis? I heard she was going to perform You Ought to Know.
Although the performance I saw was ironic, and it was also the song ironic.
Okay.
I mean, classic though, classic.
Yeah.
The thing is, it always bothers me because every time they cut back to the West Coast feed, and it's like it's a really weird setup to where the crowd looks sparse, but they're all like rocking out in unison. No drinks in hands, no cell phones. Obviously, they were told that, and they just have to look kind of. And it's cool. Like back in the day, that was awesome. But these people just look awkward. Like, oh, I don't know. We're gonna mouth.
They don't
these
know how to
lyrics.
do this.
We're gonna mouth these lyrics, and I know that these things were filmed like 3 days prior, because I know people who played in bands for these things, and they would always pre-film those, and then Ryan Seacrest go, oh, let's check out Alanis Morissette in California. Hey, Alanis. She's like, hey, Ryan, how's it going? Here's Ironic, and then they just sing, and I'm like, this is just a package. This is thrown, and it bothers me. And then all these people wearing their New Year's thing and they're singing. It just feels weird. It's just a weird energy. I will say though, Natasha Bedingfield. The reason I named her recently was just because it blew me away. I had no idea. Like I do not care for that song. Like the feel the rain on your skin. Da, 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 da. And
I didn't
was
know
like,
who
like
that
that
was
song.
until you
Yeah,
sang
I
that
didn't
song.
either, dude.
Yeah,
I like that
exactly.
song.
I don't
a great
care
song.
for
It's a
that
pretty
song.
good
That's
song.
totally
But
like a soap commercial song,
yeah,
right?
It's a jingle or something. I thought it was like a jingle, and then so I'm watching it, and I tell John like, "Oh, I hate this song."
Now I got that in my head.
It just reminds me of that.
Let me help you, Dawson.
So commercial.
Like a rock.
Thanks,
There it
Bob
is.
Seger. Thanks, buddy.
But then
Save
she
the
got
day.
in one performance. She just went for it, like some old soul singer, and she was all sweaty and she's just rocking out. I'm like, okay, I like her now. So that was a really good performance. But pretty mellow New Year's, watching the ball drop. They said it was the last year they're going to use that ball, and they're going to switch to a new one next year. So I
Wow.
wonder what they're going to do to this ball of crystal.
I mean, is it? I guess I'm glad they let us know. Are we supposed to mourn the passing
I don't know.
of
It's
the
very
other
weird.
ball? Like,
To be honest,
No, Matt,
if
the franchise lives on.
yeah, good call.
If you switch the ball for next year, I don't know who would notice.
Yeah, I'm not gonna notice.
I don't. Unless it was just a totally different shape and not the usual sphere. But
Yeah, if it was like a nugget or something,
dude, if it was a freaking,
like it was a chicken McNugget.
Dude, what if they
McDonald's
what if they switch it
next
over to like
year?
a peanut and it's sponsored by Planters and now we're just
Wow.
dropping the peanut every New Year's? That'd be
will
weird.
say-
Drop in the nut. Let's do it.
Could be one of those green bags of dog crap.
It could be anything, really. They didn't say what it was going to be. They just said this is the
Yeah.
last year for this particular ball. So yeah,
I mean, I'm gonna be looking out
Whoever
for
has the most money.
changes. I'm gonna have notes.
It's probably going to be Ryan Seacrest.
It could be Ryan. It could be Ryan. Yeah, he just strapped on to that
Yeah.
to that pole. Yeah. So watching that drop. I mean, it's always weird seeing how crowded Times Square gets, and you hear all the stories about everyone just wears diapers and just basically suffers just for that one cold
Yeah.
night, just to say you did it.
Yeah. I had a friend who knew somebody back at Chico. Like my friend didn't do this, but one of his friends did. Up at Chico State, like many party schools. St. Patrick's Day is just a fucking holy day. And the bars open at the time that they're legally allowed to open, which I think is 5 a.m. in California. Anyway, there would be a line outside one of these bars at Chico State at 4 o'clock in the morning, and basically all night. And one dude would wear Depends all day, get a seat at the bar, and just fucking piss his pants all day long and just stay there and drink for fucking 15 hours.
There's actually a popular fantasy football bet that's been going around where the loser of the league, I've seen a few people doing this, has to go to the bar like when it opens, like 6 a.m. and has to stay there and cannot leave until it closes. But every beer you have cuts 30 minutes off, and every shot you have cuts like 20 minutes off.
Oh, well, the shots would cut more off.
Yeah, I think the shot cuts more off.
I forget what the rules are exactly, but yeah, and they just
I've heard that with
hammered.
like food establishments. Like you
Yeah,
have to
there
spend
was
it in
a-
like a Denny's, but I haven't heard the bar one, which is so much more diabolical.
Yeah, Kaylin, I remember one from a recent year where the punishment was you had to go to a McDonald's and you had to stay there for 24 hours, but each food item on the menu would cut a specific amount of time off. So like you could get out of there in 3 hours, but you had to eat like 9,000 calories or something.
Right? Yeah.
God, there's just one more reason why I do not play fantasy football.
You don't have to the bets. I mean, the bets make it more fun. I mean, I've famously talked about some of the stuff my friends and I have done when we do our Vegas trips, and one of them actually got me free rooms at the Cosmo for like 3 years. So it worked out in my favor, and all I had to do was wear high heels for a couple hours.
And hand out cards that had your face on them.
No, that was Trevor. I made those.
Oh, that was Trevor. I thought that was you.
No, but he did it while I was walking around in high heels, so it was just a weird
Oh, it's-
scene. And I
That is
remember
so great that was Trevor. That makes it so much better.
Spanky Banks was the name I put on there. And then I remember walking around in high heels while he was doing that, and this lady was just following me for about 40 minutes, and she was pregnant. And eventually I turned like, what do you want? And she's like, I heard about your bet. I know you don't want those shoes after. I want your shoes. And I'm waiting for you to finish your bet so I can have your shoes.
How did some random lady hear about your fantasy football bet?
Because we were traveling like with a group of like, I don't know, 12 to 15 people, and people are gonna ask like, why is that guy in your group wearing high heels?
They took
Really
over the strip, man. They were the hottest ticket.
Yeah. And I was followed by a pregnant woman. So
That's
there you
rough
go.
stuff, man.
It
Did
was
you
rough.
give her the heels?
I don't think I did. I think she gave up. She didn't track me long enough. I was too elusive. But I remember afterwards, I went to a blackjack table that was closing, and I played like 3 or 4 hands, and I was telling then obviously they were asking me about my shoes, And I was telling him the story, and then the pit boss comes over. I mean, long story short, and says, "That's hilarious. Give me your ID." Takes my ID. He's like, "You just got hooked up. You're welcome." And then I literally got free suites at the Cosmo for like 3 years.
Wow.
And they give you nice rooms. I visited one of those one of your trips, and they're nice rooms. They're not giving you like crap rooms.
No,
they're nice.
That's like the only hotel on the strip that has balconies, so you can really go out there and enjoy the Bellagio.
Oh my
fountain.
God.
Yeah. But what?
You know why they don't have balconies in Vegas, right?
Why, Matt? Don't be a downer
right.
either.
Well, if I can't so people can go flying and enjoy the Bellagio fountains from a different point of view. It seems crazy to put balconies there. People lose a lot of money, and maybe they make fun decisions that aren't good for them.
Do you think
I tried to make it sound better than it was?
The Cosmo's been around for a while. Do you think anybody has jumped off?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it would take one person to jump off for them to close out the balconies, right?
I think they may have closed the balconies because remember somebody was smoking on one of those balconies and they set the pool on fire.
That's okay.
Sounds like a cursed hotel.
Set a pool on fire.
Wow.
Well, they like were ashing off the balcony or whatever, and some ember like lit up a tree that was surrounding the pool, and then before you knew it, like all the vegetation had caught on fire. It was like a big story, like 4 or 5 years ago.
I think I also heard that there was a Vegas hotel that was designed at a certain angle and the sun would reflect off of it and like start fires and stuff. And so they had to put like a special coating on the outside of the windows.
Yeah, that was the win. Ironically, the windows at the win.
Sounds like a lose-lose.
Never stay there, but I always say that the Luxor is my least favorite hotel in Vegas because I feel like when I pay for a room, I'm getting I'm getting ripped off because I'm losing like some square footage because the wall just slants and there's nothing to do there in that little corner. They put a bed there, you're just like breathing on the ceiling. Yeah, so stay away from the Luxor unless Luxor wants to sponsor this podcast. Then I will happily talk about how awesome the Luxor is. All right, so New Year's Eve. Do you guys have a good one?
Sure.
Yeah.
Is Matt going to talk about what he ate?
Yeah, in fact, I will. Little
June?
later on.
Okay.
Yeah, give me a couple weeks. No, I can get into that on a Shay a little later if you guys want. But overall, had a great time. My buddy came over with his new puppy, so our dogs ran around the backyard for a bit. And yes, lots of food was consumed. Yes, lots of board games were played. And I did something that I thought was a pretty good idea. At 5 o'clock, I started playing music from the 50s. At 6 o'clock, I changed to 60s.
This is so you.
7 o'clock, 70s.
What'd you do at 11
80s?
o'clock?
Fucking 2010s, motherfucker. And at midnight, it was today's hottest hits.
You didn't play the 11s?
Did not play the 11s. A really underrated time period.
What is the
awesome.
newest song that you like?
The newest song that I like.
The most recent song that came out that you're just like, yeah. This is,
oh, man.
This really...
That Shabuzi one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because I don't think I know.
Said I've been getting into my country phase a little bit. So
Jenny played some Chapel Roan for me.
Oh my God, Joy is obsessed.
Yeah, so is my wife.
Dude, the girls love some Chapel.
Some bangers, man.
All the
she was at ACL.
Same to me, but yeah, I'm still figuring it out. But yeah, I'm just thinking because you're making the playlist, or you just put it on like a station.
No, I just put it on Spotify 50s, Spotify 60s. Although we realized later that it actually would be a really fun idea to program an hour of music for each decade, and then you just push play one time and just let it go. Yeah. Because sometimes it would kind of roll over a little bit. I wasn't like a total stickler about it, but.
So wait a second, Matt. If you said at 11 you put on the 2010s, what'd you do at 10?
The 2000s.
2010s.
Okay. A great decade. I graduated high school and college.
Well, and then I heard that's why
high school and college in the 2010.
Yeah, in the 2000s.
For all of us.
Yeah, the 2000s.
Well, not all of us, but
I thought
the three of
I thought
us.
both of them was 2010.
That would have been quite a feat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard Matt's party though at 2 o'clock was pretty lame. I was just like, all right, dude.
Yeah. But no, we stayed up pretty fucking late actually. But after midnight, at that point, it was just like, I just put on like a party mix that had just had a bunch of dance electronica kind of stuff.
Did you dance?
It was fun. No, we played a lot of games though. Played a lot of board games.
I will say,
trivia.
We were watching the the shows on TV, and during the countdown, I stream. We've cut the cord, and man, it really is lame when you're doing a countdown and you hear the fireworks going off like before the 10-second countdown already.
I have a question for you, Chris. Can we really claim to have cut the cord if we have YouTube TV?
Yeah,
I don't think we can, because that's still the cable bundle.
it's not. There's no. I guess there's an Ethernet cord.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, dude.
Some Cat 6. I thought cut the cord was just if you stream everything.
Yeah, I think that was the original intention, but like that was back before like there were all these live TV services. I think that term became popularized, and I just think that it's sort of a misnomer. Like if you have YouTube TV, you basically have the cable bundle. So like, did you really cut the cord?
You don't have to deal with the cable company like coming out and like setting up the box and doing all that shit and then calling them. So at least
that twisty coaxial core that just like why
the twisty one with the spike in
with
it.
the spike, and then the spike sometimes is
Right.
bent or it got knocked out, and you're just like, oh, what do I do
Sometimes
now?
it gets caught in
Got
the
a cold
foam
guy.
thingy.
It gets caught in the foam thingy, or somebody twisted it way too tight. Maybe use pliers, and then you have to untwist it, and you can't do it by hand, and you don't have pliers because your roommate moved out.
So Matt, did you play the twist at 5 o'clock?
Yes. What does that
Did
mean?
you play Chubby Checker or the twist?
Oh yeah, no, I'm just
50s.
saying it was like a 50s Spotify. I think this upcoming year maybe I will go out of my way to make sure that I know every song that's being played, and I will put some Chubby Checker on there. I honestly don't know. I was already pretty drunk by then, so
good for you.
Before we get to comments, I do have a quick plug, just because I'm slightly still proud of it. When I was doing Days of Thunder with Gary, we did a bit called Sheck in the 50s, where we read tweets from Dave Damschek as if he was in the 50s, and I made a song about it, in the style of a 50s song. It was like a doo-woppy one, and yeah, if anybody has time, go check it out. Sheck in the 50s. All right. Anybody else want to do a quick New Year's story or update? Dawson had a funny tweet at like 3 a.m. that
4 a.m. 4 a.m. Thank you.
What was that, buddy? What happened? What'd you do?
Well, I asked Siri for something, and
Wait,
she
what's the
gave me
tweet?
the
What was the
wrong
tweet?
thing.
share this tweet.
Bitch.
She gave me the wrong thing, and I said, "No, you dumb bitch." And she said, "That's not very nice." And I'm like, "You're a fucking robot. You don't tell me what's nice. I don't need fucking moral guidance from AI. You should be able to yell at machines."
Once they take over,
This
you're going to be
country
very
was
sorry about this
founded
take
on
that
yelling
you're putting
at
on right now.
machines.
Zoom in, Gary. I will read. Actually, let's have Dawson read his tweet in his voice.
I just got in a fight with Siri. Bitch thinks she's real. She says, "That's not nice. Fuck you, cunt. You're a fucking robot."
Should have read this one
man.
first before.
That's Adam Carolla show.
Yeah, I'm
Watch
sure
the
that
language.
I'm sure that came from Adam. 100% positive.
Wow.
It's very rare that Adam will switch to the Adam Carolla Show Twitter, but when he does,
But based on the emoji, that's clearly
Yeah, he definitely uses
I
emojis.
don't know.
Yeah.
Just
Oh my god.
let them
Well,
talk.
Dawson, I just want to say what you're saying is frankly irresponsible and borderline reprehensible. I, for one, welcome our robot overlords, and I'm here to help.
dude.
Ever since you guys buckled my seatbelts
Traitor.
for me, every time I walked into Gary's car, I'm always sure to thank the robot servicemen and women of this country and the
No.
world.
I'm
Nope,
with Dawson.
you're
I will
insane.
fight for the humans.
All right, good
I
luck.
will defend the humans.
No, I was up so late.
I'll be
'cause,
on the other side of that airlock door.
I hosted at the Comedy Chateau on New Year's, fucking 2.5 hour show, brought up 25 God blessed comedians. And so I didn't really get into my sauce until pretty close to midnight.
Oh, nice. 25. You had to bring up 25 comedians. You have to have a little
26,
banquet.
actually. 26, actually.
You have to have like some sort of little nugget or tidbit to say about them before you bring them up.
Yeah, I asked them, "Is there anything you want me to say?" Some people was like, "Well, as I was on Seinfeld and Curb Your Enthusiasm." Like, all right, you
So
remember
brought
her from
up Jerry
Seinfeld and Curb?
Seinfeld?
No, Jan Karam.
Well, that'd be Larry David would be the crossover there.
And
He's been on both.
but you know, some of
It's true.
Some of them, I got my own little things. Like our next comedian is getting ready for a Netflix special. He just needs to figure out which one he's going to watch.
Good.
Love that.
Okay.
About our next comedian, the Hollywood Reporter said, "She's funny as shit, bro." Shit like that.
I like it.
One of my favorites is this one guy that I always bring up. He's pretty outrageous. And I would just say, every now and then a comic comes on stage and just completely transcends comedy and brings it to an entirely new level. And you just stand there in awe and wonderment at this person's quality. And until we find that person, please welcome.
Hey, Dawson, do you still ever see the Boom Guy?
No, yeah, actually I do. Boom Guy runs an open mic that starts at like 11 p.m. at the NoHo Diner on Friday and Saturday. And sometimes after a show, me and some other comedians will go out there. Boom Guy's pretty nice. He's funny. He's grown on me.
I'd love to know how he feels about the Costco guys.
Boom. Yeah, I'm not going to dig into that with him, but I kind of would like to know too.
Sore subject. Yeah.
All right. Look. Well, we do have
Double chunk chocolate cookie.
Yes. Still love them. We do have comments. We have some stuff to get into. You guys need some comments?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Now it's time for listener comments.
All right. And this first round of comments, we're going to go to our Patreon page. And if anybody,
Patreon.com/watercooler, where you can subscribe for the other half of this show.
That's what I love.
And get it all ad free.
And Matt too with the tag. I love it. You guys, I should pull the curtain back a little bit. We have been rehearsing that for about an hour before the show, and I just want to say you guys nailed it. So
Thanks, man.
Appreciate the
Yeah,
plug.
I mean, you don't need to lie about it. It's been more than an hour. That's the reason we didn't have a show last week.
I couldn't get my line right.
It was tough, Matt. It was all Matt's fault. But anyway, so I do want to read some comments from our last regular episode, which I wasn't actually on, but I appreciate.
Oh, that's right.
I appreciated it, and you guys are so good. And it was, I love the title, "Blasphemy." Got an LOL for me when I was listening.
Which, by the way,
it.
I heard that got worked into the Corolla show,
That is
and Matt
actually
got credit for it.
That is some of the comments here, so I
Okay.
will.
I'll explain when we get there.
Well, let's just get to it. Stacey Smith says Dawson just used blasphemy on ACS, and she said other things too. But what happened, Dawson?
Well, I'm so glad you broke that extra part down, Chris.
It was funny. It was almost as if we had the exact same conversation the very next day on ACS that we had the night before
Typical.
on the water cooler.
Yeah,
It was
sounds
like,
about right.
this is
Why
weird. And
did Adam
Adam's
buy
talking
like
about,
a tin can to drink out of, or
No. Adam's talking about how when he gets a martini, if it's, you get the story, you get the martini and the glass spills. And, usually at a good place like the Smokehouse, they bring you the rest of the martini and it does in a small carafe. But they didn't give that to him. And he had the spilled martini and it was, a centimeter down by the time he got it. And he said, "Don't they know this? Aren't they aware of this?" And I said, yes, they are. It's blasphemy. But I had told.
Did it get a pop?
Adam said Dawson's been sitting on that for 14 minutes. Actually about 18 hours. But the same reason why I brought it up is the same reason why I told you, Matt, that when I get a Manhattan, I get it in a lowball. Because those glasses spill. I don't like those glasses.
Travel better, yeah.
And it was remarkable that this just happened within, 13, 14 hours.
We do talk about Barstool, and people from Barstool listen to the show, and they have incorporated some of our conversations into their
their thievery is well documented.
Don't you dare touch the Space Hunger Dome.
Oh no, that's ours. There's no way that they get away with that.
If that becomes their number one most visited page after this,
dude, there's a couple of things that happened to me like that. I'll get into that in just a moment. But there were times where we would be doing the Corolla show, and Adam would say something that we just did on this show like the day before, and I remember Matt would just pop his head in engineering, like, what the hell? Like, it would happen a lot more often than you
It
It would, yeah.
Yeah, so it was just odd. So it's just another thing. So, and by the way, I will say that, like, because I love myself an espresso martini right now. I mean, they just hit the spot. And then plus you get like those espresso beans floating on top, so you get some little crunchies after, a little snacky snack, because you're all hopped up on the caffeine. You just need a little more. And Jen likes them too. So I went to a restaurant with some friends, and we did a thing where we went to the bar because we weren't seated yet, and then we'd bring back the drinks. And Jen and I wanted espresso martini. And the bar, we walked to the back bar of this restaurant, and I had to walk 2 martini glasses filled to the brim of espresso martini all the way back without spilling a drop, and I felt like I was on some game show or something. It is very difficult to do in a busy restaurant. So,
Chris, if you come and visit me, I'm going to make you the best espresso martini you've ever had. I've been told by multiple people that I know how to make them.
wow.
So, Chris, you're not getting the best martini you've ever had.
No, I would love to come visit you. Get out of here.
No, but we already established that if we want to go to Austin, we have a chance to do the funniest thing ever.
No, we got to do that first. Like, let's be real. We were going to go there without telling Matt, and then come back and talk about our trip, which I think would be very fun. Anyway, so just real quick, a couple of other ideas that I had that got really popular after I already did them. Bus road trip. By the way, I found my old journal from the bus road trip, and I was reading through some of it, and it is
Got to read them on air.
It is an embarrassment of riches. One of them is I ranked restaurants, Matt, and I was vegan.
Please read some of those. I've read, you may recall the Dib Saga. I've read multiple journal entries of my youth, and I think you should do the same.
I was vegan at the time. This is before vegan was really a thing, to where I have an old Publix receipt from I don't know, from one of the grocery stores on the East Coast, where I just bought a crap load of Boca Burger patties because that's all I could eat. But I rated like restaurants, and like these are like restaurants. We went to Chili's, and I wrote about Chili's.
Oh my
like it's like
God.
So they're yeah, I'll bust.
Maybe
that
just
out.
send them to me, and then I can use them for shays.
I could do that, yeah. But yeah, I ranked restaurants among other things, and like put some of the slang that we were using in it too, just so I remember it.
This is gold.
This is amazing.
This is gonna be.
All right, we need a new segment.
I know. Next week. I will have an entry for everybody to read from my road trip across the country in a school bus with some friends. All right. Anyways, sorry. So school bus road trip got really big on Instagram, like millions of followers. These kids did it, and they're doing it, and also someone sent me a video of a cat singing with an acoustic guitarist, and the cat would meow at every space that the acoustic guitarist opened up, like in the song. And I did that. I have a video of me doing that too.
Hey, Chris, when you guys did the bus trip, did you have bangs?
But like
the hairstyle?
Oh, okay. I was thinking of a different kind of bus.
There's no way. I don't even know how to answer this just based on Gary's smile.
I thought you were doing
there.
a radio.
were.
No, I was. I was hoping you'd have bangs so we could, name the segment "Bangs from the Bus."
No, we're not doing. No, we had no bangs. I was bangless. Yeah.
So was the bus.
I'm actually not from a story I've heard.
Yeah.
Don't forget about the infamous story of Parks and Rec stealing your magic trick show.
See, I'm pretty sure I am single-handedly just shaping American culture as we know it.
Yeah.
Or as
I believe it.
Many don't know it, but I know it. Anyway, so let's get into some more comments here. Peter Morrow says, "Hi Gary, hope you're having a good day. I love the podcast, no matter what kind of intro is given."
Well, thank you. That's very nice.
Yeah, a lot
You're
of
the
people.
You're the one who's okay with me not doing mouth licks.
Well, actually, a lot more people than I thought don't like the mouth licks, which makes me want to do them even louder. But yeah, I've definitely been seeing a lot of hubbub about people not liking the mouth licks at the beginning of the intro, but some people like them too, and I like it. I think it brings the energy, and I have the hope that at least just one person is singing along with me when we do it. That would make it all worth it. Yeah, if anybody sings along, record yourself and send it to me, please.
Just Chris. We're good.
No, we all want to see it. I will play it on the show. I will play it on the show. Let's see here. Eric Lepore says, I couldn't tell if I was listening to Watercooler or Resume. Without the mouth licks, I was completely thrown off. Jacob more or less says, I sure do miss the mouth licks. I need to go on more dates. All right, there's a lot to unpack there, Jacob. I appreciate the mouth licks. I need to go on more dates. What's going on? What is this like a meme, or is there something, or is he just letting us know that he wants to?
I think he's looking to get a few more mouth licks in his life.
Oh, yeah.
Makes
Well, I
sense.
got you. Well,
Makes
now I feel guilty. If my mouth licks are causing you to not go on dates,
Yeah.
that could be an issue. And actually, I heard that a few states are already banning the mouth licks, like Florida and Texas and things like that. So hopefully, no more than that, because we make our money off this show. Weston Reed. All right, let's read this comment. He says, we definitely missed the mouth licks. Oh, geez, you guys.
Chris, isn't it a little weird though that you're gone for an entire episode and the only thing that people seem to miss is the fucking mouth licks?
All right.
I mean,
Well, this is just Patreon, but let me.
All right.
Let's read more.
Oh, yeah, just
That has to be
Patreon.
more- That is really
there has
sad.
to be more
When
things that people missed.
Yeah.
When you put it that way, that's quite sad. Ryan Broberts. Ryan says, I can't believe no one did the mouth licks. K-Berg says, I personally quite enjoyed the mouth licks. David Broshower Smith 69 says, serious mouth licks was detected at the start. Serious lack of mouth licks detected at the start of the show. Here's hoping it's all uphill from here. And then R Card says, Gary, do the mouth licks. Okay, guys. I'm more than just a mouth lick.
Yeah.
This is really embarrassing.
This is why you need a segment, Chris. This is why you need to bring your journals, because people they need more from you.
This is really sad.
You're more than just your mouth licks.
This year is off to a terrible start. I
Oh,
can't
you know
believe
what
you're
we should? You
confident.
know what we should call your segment, Chris? Bussin' with the boys, because that's what you guys are doing.
Hey,
We were.
It might be
busting
trademarked.
I might be, but you know, Barstool's stolen enough from us.
with- No, you do boys. With a
Fucking,
Z,
how do you
you're
like it? Take a taste of your own medicine.
Yeah, there are ways you can spell it differently, but all right. Well, let's go to Patreon. Patreon would have better stuff to say, I think.
Oh,
I'm
here,
sorry,
actually, I have.
Facebook.
I
did
have
you
the
start
name.
with Patreon?
Yeah, Facebook. I mean,
Hold on, Chris. I
your
actually have
Patreon.
the name. I have the name of your segment. Bussin' makes me feel good.
Oh, that's it. That is it.
Boom. Signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yep.
Casey Peters, get on it. We're not changing it. That's
great.
Bussin' makes me feel good.
because busting makes me feel good.
See, there you go. You can just use that.
Oh, Gary. For those who don't know, Gary also named Flickin' the Bean. So I'm just saying he is coming.
Yeah,
hot
need
with these
a
titles.
stupid name for something? I'm your guy.
Oh man.
I love it. I love it.
If only there was a way to make money off of my talents.
Let's see. Let's go to Facebook. By the way, if you're not in our Facebook group, please join. Just go to facebook.com/group/BoboBoyArmy Worldwide LLC.
Stupid.
Answer a few questions. We might let you in. Let's see here. Darren Sutton. It's my favorite place on the net. Darren Sutton says, I just listened to the Ace Awards. Big props to Dos Angeles for the awesome job again. Yes, that's right. Great editing, Dos, and producing. Always crushed it. Also Lynch, Chris, and everyone else involved. Didn't name Matt. We've got to remember Matt as well. Not in this year, but I just feel like he always gets left out of the Ace Awards. But yeah, nice job, Dos. Did not, as I said in the Patreon episode last week, did not care for the uncomfortable awards or comfortable moment award segment. But you know, what are you gonna do?
Well, I got good news for you. You will not be in the 2025 Ace Awards.
You don't know that.
You're right, I don't. But since I am half of the selection committee, I can probably say you won't be.
I have been asked back, and it will happen eventually. But and I will say, Dos.
What are you going to be? Most interesting guest? Best interview?
Could
I mean,
be.
come on. Those are pipe dreams,
Could
dude.
be. I could bring
Best
my, I could
journal
bring
entry
my
from the bus?
journals. I could bring my bus journal. And I'm freaking
Good. You
coming
could.
hot. No, I could still make it quite uncomfortable. Let's see. Donald Powell says you got to have faith. A classic Corolla moment there. Let's see here. Marty Ward says LeBron's youngest son just committed to Arizona. Have you got any frat suggestions for him, Gary?
Do not join a frat and focus on basketball. That's my suggestion. Don't go to dirtbags.
Scott Phillips says, Gary, you normally seem to be the adult in the room, but hearing of your Airplane Ace Award on its 10th anniversary sheds a whole new light. Oh,
Thank you,
classic.
Chris.
Sorry. You're the one that told it. What am I supposed to do?
I'm the one that told it 15 fucking years ago.
I know. Well, 10 years, according to Scott here. Jim Blake says, Happy New Year from the future. Oh, happy New Year. Jimmy's in Barcelona.
Ooh.
Or Barcelona. as Matt
Barcelona.
says. Yeah.
Wonder if he's any of the places I mentioned.
We should.
If you are, buy yourself a cup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good luck, man. You got to get in with the fucking guy behind the bar that makes them, man. Those things are not for sale, man. Those are not for sale.
Who freaking just chopped a can in half and stuck a slinky at the bottom of it. Eric Lepore says,
Just jealous. You're just jealous.
It's crazy how much things change in just a few generations. My grandparents clearly never owning a TV and making everything from scratch. Smash cut today. My son is currently watching my refrigerator to see when our pizza will arrive. And it's a picture of his kid literally watching a cam of the, like a ring camera or something of on the fridge. Yeah, fridges, TVs on fridges is a weird concept to me. I still don't get it.
As someone who probably has more TVs in their house than anyone else on this podcast, that's a bridge too far. Just settle down with the fridges.
What are some good places for TVs other than living room and outside?
Oh,
Like
Bedroom, office.
I've seen bathroom mirror. That was kind of cool. I've seen like cribs that people have a TV in their bathroom mirror.
so they can watch everything backwards?
No, it's like embedded
It's
into the
mirrored.
mirror.
Oh.
So you watch like the fucking through the reflection.
Like, why would you put it behind
Yeah,
you and then
Gary's
put a
right.
mirror there?
But I like Matt's idea now. Oh, it's like it's like a whole new episode.
to
yeah.
watch everything backwards. That was
I've never seen
fantastic.
this one. It's almost a New Year's resolution to me to spend less time in the bathroom, especially because you got smartphones and everything.
You have a child now, so
You got a
probably a good
child.
idea.
Yeah, I should probably leave
It's
the
actually
bathroom.
the best place to be when you have a child.
Oh,
If
I
I'm being
know. It's
honest,
like a meme.
that's your escape room when you need an
But
escape. You
Caitlin,
go
it's
to
so
the
bad
bathroom.
for you to sit in the toilet that long.
Well, Dad needs a
Yeah, you
minute.
could end up like Roger Murtaugh and have to have fucking Mel come in and pull you off the can so the bomb doesn't explode you. Jump right in the bathtub and then
See?
pull the bomb blanket over you.
Yeah, we gotta be thinking like Murtaugh.
Yeah.
And
And he's too old for this shit.
That's right.
He was too old for that shit at 51 years old, I believe,
Yeah.
was the first time that was uttered.
Yeah.
Let's see. But yeah, fridges on TV, I will never understand. Are there fridges on washing machines yet?
No,
There are
but then you have
fridges on
knife.
washing machines?
Yeah, are there
I have a
Fridges
washing machine
on
in the fridge.
washing machines? That's
I
a
think I
weird
just came
combo.
up with
I
a
don't know.
crazy cool invention.
What if you need a
Yeah,
beer?
dude.
What if you need a beer while
Dude.
you're doing laundry, dude?
I heard
Dude,
something.
what if you need a
about-
clean beer?
Yeah,
Right.
Your electricity bill is just gonna go through the roof, though.
Yeah.
Another
Um,
good place for a TV, garage.
Garage is good. Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good spot. But yeah, fridge still. I don't like. Did you guys ever have a phone in your bathroom growing up?
Oh no!
like
Actually,
a
I remember
thing.
my grandma did though, and that was very very odd to me.
It's weird. It was odd to all of us, and now you think about it, everybody has their phone in their bathroom now.
That's true,
So it's a.
but we don't use it to
circle.
take calls generally in the.
Some of
bathroom.
us do.
Oh, do they? Do some of us?
I was
If I get a call in the I'll take it.
I was on
Really?
the phone.
I should have
Yeah,
I was
sure,
on the
why not?
phone.
They don't
One
know
and
where
two?
they don't know where I am.
Well, sometimes
they
you
know
can tell
where
when
you
you're
are.
grunting in the middle of a conversation. You know?
I was on the phone once doing a job interview with the program director of KEDJ in Phoenix about becoming the voice of their station. And he's like, yeah, we really love your voice. Want to use you. And we're talking about 12 minutes into the phone call. I got to take a leak. I just took a leak right in the middle of this phone call. And he stops and he goes, Dawson, are you taking a piss right now? And I just start laughing. I'm like, yeah, dude, sorry.
I was.
It shows your commitment to professionalism in the job. Like you're not going to let a little thing like going to the bathroom stop you from having a great interview.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
and you know right then what kind of employee I'm going to be.
Were you going straight into the water, or did you hit wall? Because you got to.
No, I went water, dude.
Oh,
went
Yeah,
water.
that was
water.
that was ballsy.
You
Yeah.
gotta go wall.
Yeah.
I thought he was probably peeing on a neighbor dog.
No,
barking
ultimate
tipped
move.
him off.
Ultimate move when you're peeing on a phone call. Just sit down.
Oh,
That's
No
there you
one will
go.
know. No one will
Or
know.
pee
I'm
on the
questioning
wall.
If you're
every-
dude.
midstream, though, it's a
Okay,
little
I don't
hard to
have good. I
start
don't
sitting
have good
down.
aim. All right, and I live with a lot of females.
What do you mean you don't have good aim? How long have you been peeing? A long time.
Yeah, long time.
How
many
Yeah,
years?
but I don't.
Most of your
It's-
life, in fact.
It's a wild card. What's coming out of there? I don't know. Sometimes
Ugh.
it splits into two.
Ugh.
It's all over the place.
My mom told me
I
something
don't have
funny.
good pee control.
My mom told me something funny over the break that I'll save for a shit I did as a kid, but it involves peeing outside.
Teaser.
Peaser.
Yeah, speaking of
So it's basically something that was ingrained in me at a very, very, very young age.
God damn it,
And it's a
Matt.
peaser. It's a crowd peaser.
since we're already talking about toilet stuff and the show's already gone this far downhill.
It's already gone down the toilet.
So Jen and I, we're just getting too comfortable around each other. We're just, I love Gary's already braced for impact here. We're just too comfortable. I mean, look, we're married. We have a kid.
Chris, you can stop right now and read
We've been
another
living-
comment.
We've been living.
I'm just
we've
saying.
been living together for a long time, and COVID, all this. We've been home. Like,
You could also stop right now and just read another comment. I'm just putting it out there.
no, no, it's fine. So, we lack the filter for when a flatulent moment comes along, and we just let them rip. We just let them rip, and to the point where I just like a couple weeks ago, I just go, "Hey, do you remember when we were just dating and we wouldn't do that?" And she's like, "Yeah." Like, yeah, I wonder like if we could still do that, and like let's just live our lives.
You can't cork that butt, dude.
That's
Once
what I'm saying. Let's cork it. Let's cork it. And she's like, "Okay." And I said, "Yeah, let's have a bet." And I said, "First one to go. First one who farts first has to do dishes for a week. Easy.
Oh my god.
Easy. Let's just."
You
I
like
lost
doing
in 2
dishes,
days.
so.
Like I did not last. And and then I realized this is not fair. She's been training for this her whole life. I have not. So I just
You made the bet though.
I made the bet, and it was. I thought I could handle.
So
it. I thought
that's
I
a
had it.
thought you should have had
You gotta lay
before
in it.
you made the bet.
I know. I
You got to handicap her just a little bit, dude.
actually she because I have a CPAP machine. I sleep with a CPAP, and it makes it even harder because that thing is just rifling air into your belly like all night long. So it's just I have the biggest disadvantage already. So anyway, yeah, we made a bet and I lost, and I've been doing the dishes during
It would have been
the
better,
holiday
Chris,
break.
if you made the bet and then immediately ripped the biggest fart and then just went, "I lost." And then she'd be like, "Oh, I love him. He's gonna do he just wanted to do the dishes for me."
Yeah.
That would
That would have been the
such-
romantic thing to do, Chris.
That's
Yeah,
what
that
I'm
would have been a
saying.
romantic
Thank you,
thing.
man. Yeah, that. Maybe for Valentine's Day, I'll try it again. But anyway, fun little challenge if you guys want to go home and try it at home. All right. I think that'll do it for comments here. I mean, Dawson comments in the Facebook group. Road Rash, when works collide.
I should have said worlds, but I did it on my phone.
Doing
But we were
it.
talking about old video games, and I said Road Rash. It all ended. Everything peaked with Road Rash, and the next day, just because we live in an 8-bit world, the very next day, hours later, I see an ad for Road Rash on Sega Genesis, and I'm
There you
like,
go.
that's the fucking game.
I loved Road Rash. Kaylin, you would love Road Rash. It's
Okay.
It's a racing game on motorcycles, and you get like fitted with a weapon, and you're just going against other guys and just trying to bash them as you're racing on the road and going super fast. Like you could have a mace or a chain or it's
Sega
super-
Genesis was a little bit before my time, so
That's super
I didn't
embarrassing.
play any.
We
of
get
those
it,
games.
Kaylin. You're young.
This sucks. You suck. That made me sad. All right. Well, anyway, I think we'll end the comments there and we'll get into some Patreon in just a little bit. Why don't we go around the horn, get our plugs, and then we'll GTFO. I'll start over there in Austin TX. Our boy Matt
Yeah.
By the way, did your
Go-
dog dress up this year?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw that picture I sent you guys. It wasn't just of my wood floors.
It was a wonderful tree. It was a wonderful
Yeah, it wasn't
tree
just
that
a
you had
picture
up
of the
there.
tree. I like that's become a tradition now that I send you guys pictures of my dogs and you guys all ignore it completely. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/watercooler. Please support us if you'd like to do that. We really would appreciate it. There you go.
All right, love it.
Good
Doss,
plug. Good plug.
That was a really good plug. Strong.
Thanks.
That was a really
Tried
good
to keep
plug.
it concise.
Yeah, that's real tight. Doss, what about you?
I'm actually going to be out your way, Kaylin and Chris, on January 18th. Doing a comedy show with Dean Del Rey and Mike Muratori
I know.
and a couple other comedians
Oh,
at the San Pedro Brewery, I believe it's called.
okay. Yeah.
I know the words San Pedro and brewery are in the name, but they may not be the only three words. Yeah, that's
Very cool.
January 18th. And then January 19th, I'm doing my first show ever at the Ha Ha Comedy Club in North Hollywood.
Is that different than the Ha Ha Hole?
That's the one
I've
that
never
Adam
heard of
built.
the
That's the
Ha
one
Ha
that
Hole.
Adam built, right? Didn't he always talk about building the Ha Ha Club?
No, I thought
Or
he
what it
built
was
Acme.
before?
I thought he built
Oh,
Acme.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
It was Acme.
But so yeah, I know Toyota Dave's gonna come out. And I know he'd love to see you, Matt, and Kaylin and Chris.
He definitely
Toyota
doesn't
Dave
want to see
literally
me.
lives 3 streets that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I am neighbors with Toyota Dave.
Yeah. Can't confirm.
But no, it should be fun. And Dean Del Rey, if you've never seen Dean Del Rey, he's Bill Burr's opener. The dude's fucking hilarious
I love Dean.
and such a good dude.
Yeah. Oh, good. I just saw him at the Christmas party. Yeah, good guy. All right. Check Dawson out in San Pedro Brewery. There may be more words to add to that. And then at the Ha Ha Club in Hollywood. All right, Gary, so would you?
Yeah, go to patreon.com/watercooler. We got a movie night coming up, Upgrade. So go watch Upgrade on Netflix. And we also got a meetup coming up next week. So if you want to subscribe to the Mall Money tier, we do a monthly meetup where it's not recorded. Everyone's cool there. We tell stories a little bit more freely and we talk some shit. So it's a good time. Go check it out.
You got shit to talk?
Oh, yeah, I got shit to talk.
You got tea to spill?
We ride it done.
I love it. And then, Kaylin, what about you?
Yeah, just fooling about podcast. Me and my dad's podcast. We have taken a holiday break, but we will be back next week with a phenomenal actor named Clifton Collins Jr. He was kind of alongside Ed Harris in the first season of Westworld. He's also been in Capote, a ton of good stuff. He's a great actor. And I also just want to throw out a recommendation out there for the animated TV lovers. Arcane on Netflix is a fantastic animated show that I just got into. So if you're into that sort of thing, then check that out too.
All right. And then as for me, I just want to give a big shout out to pizza. I think it's the best food in the world. I can't believe sandwiches won for best food on this very show. I think it is a travesty, a crime, and I don't support it. Also, humans rule, AI drools. And we will let's go record some Patreon. Thank you again for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Happy New Year. We love you. And goodbye.